It's the month of Ramadan, a time for reflection, for hope, and for breaking your fast with delicious food after sunset. But for many Muslims around the world, including myself, it's also a time for sadness, for loss, because it's a painful reminder of what we don't have, like our parents. Welcome to this channel. Today we're telling the story of Eid without parents. It's the story of Ahmed from Gaza. If you want to hear more stories like this, make sure you turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos. Also, please support us, because your support helps us continue sharing these important stories. Now let's meet Ahmed. Ahmed is a Palestinian boy from Gaza. He's now 12 years old. Life wasn't easy for him. Life isn't easy for anyone in Gaza. But he had something that made his life beautiful. His mom and dad. They didn't have much, but they had each other. They had their faith and they had hope for a better tomorrow. All they wanted was peace. Like every kid, Ahmed liked going out to play soccer with his friends, riding his bike without any helmet, making sandcastles and throwing stones into the sea. But most of all, he liked listening to his parents. His mom would tell him stories about the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. His dad would tell him stories about when he was young, and how he met his mom. Every night before bed, Ahmed would ask, "Tell me another story, Mama, tell me another story, Baba." He cherished those moments. It was a simple routine, but it made him happy. Then came Eid. Eid is the biggest holiday in Islam. It's the celebration at the end of Ramadan. Kids get new clothes. There's lots of delicious food. There's fireworks, laughter, the smell of incense, sugar and dates. Ahmed loved Eid. The new clothes, the sweet momal cookies, the laughter. Once he told his mom, "When I grow up, I'll buy you the biggest Eid gift." And she smiled. The thought of her son buying her a gift made her heart melt. She hugged him tightly and whispered, "You will, inshallah." Then she kissed his forehead. "Now go clean yourself. We have to go to the mosque." But this year, Eid was different. On the night before Eid, Gaza shook again. It was sudden. It was loud. Israeli airstrikes bombarded residential areas. Ahmed woke up from his sleep and started crying. His mom and dad rushed to him. "What's wrong, Habibi? Are you scared?" asked his dad. "I don't know," Ahmed said, burying his face in his mom's dress. "It's just a nightmare." His mom hugged him tightly. His dad put his hand on his shoulder. Outside, the bombing continued. They tried to make Ahmed feel better, but nothing worked. So his dad decided to take him outside for some fresh air. "Let's go for a walk, son," he said. "Come on." As they stepped out, a bomb hit their building. It was an instant collapse of concrete and glass. When their neighbors rushed to help, they found Ahmed alive. His arm was bleeding. His face was covered with dust. He was crying, but his mom and dad were nowhere to be found. The ambulance arrived. So did the police. At the hospital, Ahmed kept asking, "Where is Mama? Where is Baba?" But no one said a word. They just patted his head and stroked his hair. He looked at the faces around him. He saw fear, sadness, pity. But no one had an answer for him. He knew. His eyes, once full of life, went silent. The next morning, Ahmed woke up. He had bandages around his arm and around his head. He felt weak, but something inside him felt much worse than his physical wounds. That's when he got up and went to the bathroom. He looked at himself in the mirror. He saw dirt on his face, blood on his arm. He saw a boy who needed a hug. He washed himself and put on the same clothes his mom had ironed for him days ago. His arm was still in a sling. Dust still clung to his hair. He looked at himself one more time, turned off the tap and left the house. He had somewhere to be. Outside, children laughed and played. Some were setting off fireworks. Others were running around with new toys. Ahmed joined them. He wanted to be like them. He wanted to laugh, but no sound came out. He tried to play, but his heart wasn't in it. Then he remembered the mosque. He walked toward it. Other kids followed him. They didn't understand why he was walking alone. They didn't understand why he had tears in his eyes, but they didn't ask. They just followed him. At the mosque, children hugged their fathers. Some were holding their mother's hands. Others were skipping with their siblings. Ahmed stood alone. No one said a word. They just stared at him. Some lowered their gaze. Others averted their eyes. Ahmed sat quietly in the front row. He bowed his head. He folded his hands. When it came time to make dua, he closed his eyes and whispered, "Ya Allah, please bring me back to my Mama and Baba." Beside him, an old man wept silently. He had seen war. He had buried countless loved ones. But this was a wound beyond war. After the prayer, other children ran outside to play, but Ahmed stayed in the mosque. He didn't want to go home. He didn't want to be alone. That's when a journalist noticed him. He took out his phone and clicked a picture. That photo went viral. People around the world saw it and shared it. They talked about it on social media. They sent messages to the president of Palestine and asked, "Who is this kid? How can we help him?" Soon, a representative from the president's office contacted the mosque and asked if they could take Ahmed in for some tests. They wanted to figure out if he had lost his parents in the airstrike, or if his parents had simply disappeared. But as far as everyone at the mosque knew, Ahmed's parents were gone. No one knew where they were or how to contact them. And since no one knew who his parents were, they couldn't trace their relatives to take him in. So Ahmed remained at the mosque. Today, Ahmed lives with his aunt. He rarely speaks. The joy of Eid never returned to him, yet his quiet dua continues to haunt people. Ya Allah, please bring me back to my mama and baba. Stories like Ahmed's remind us of the human cost of war. We see buildings being bombed, we see cities being leveled, but we forget there are people behind those scenes. We have to remember that during Ramadan, just like during Eid, we are not only fasting from food and drink, but also from saying unkind words, from thinking bad thoughts, and from doing wrong things. We have to remember that whoever is hungry, thirsty, or sad needs our kindness and compassion. And, most importantly, we have to remember that peace is a blessing from God. When God gives you peace, cherish it, thank Him for it, and pray that He grants peace to those who don't have it. That's all for today's story. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, please support us because your support helps us continue sharing these important stories. Thank you for watching, and salam alaikum.